So I'll be showing you how to make chapatis. So I'm going to show you what I got here for all the ingredients we need. We need milk. So I've just used a tin of coconut milk. You don't have to use milk, you can use water if you like, or just normal milk. We've got butternut squash there, and the other option could be using carrots, or could be using pumpkins. But today I'll be using butternut squash. We will need salt, so that's a tablespoon of salt, a flat tablespoon of sugar, and just plain flour. So let's and then just before I forget, we're gonna need butter, and that's the butter I have used because this one makes my chapatis really soft. So that's, I've used 1.5 tablespoons of butter, and I've melted that, as you can see. So let's begin. So this is our coconut milk. We have warmed this milk and we've just used tinned milk. And then our butternut squash is here. I've just peeled it, cut it into small pieces, and I've boiled it just to soften it. The next thing we are going to do is we will be blending the butternut squash. So I'm just going to put this in my blender. I'll just put this away for a minute. Get this in the blender and blend it together nicely. That's still nice hot. So there we go. Okay, I'll put that out of our way. And then we'll just blend. What I'm going to do, because it's too dry, I'm going to put a bit of the coconut milk there just to give it some water to blend it. It's all going in the same thing, so it doesn't really matter. Rather than adding water and making it too watery, I'll just add that. That is still dry, so I'm gonna add some more coconut milk again. And just blend it again. And that's what it looks like. I will put our sugar there, just salt in there to mix it. You do not have to put your salt or sugar in the blender. You can just mix it as normal. Just gonna put that away. But just because I am blending the butternut squash, then I think we got a smooth liquid there. So that's what it looks like, nice and smooth. This is just gonna go together with the coconut milk in there, so you know in there now what we got. And I'm just going to add just small amount of water, just about there, and I will be using warm water from the kettle. So I'm just gonna add a little amount of water so I have enough for mixing my flour. Just that amount, yeah. You could go without water if you have enough for mixing your flour, but I just wanted a bit more, so I have enough liquid for mixing my flour and making enough chapatis. I'm just gonna add my butter, melted butter in there. I'll give that a taste just to make sure I can taste my sugar and I can taste my salt. Yes, that's what we want. Enough salt, enough sugar. Then plain flour. Let's move that out of the way for now. Plain flour, just using that kind of flour, and I'm just going to mix and start making my chapatis. I've washed my hands and I'm just going to use my hands to mix my flour together until I get the concentration I'm looking for, or the texture I'm looking for. The best traditional way of making chapati is mixing it with your hands. So as you've seen, I've added sugar, I've added salt. I want to be able to taste the salt and also to taste the sugar, but I don't want it too sweet. So I keep adding that. I'm not measuring my flour because I will know when I get the texture I want. So I'll keep on mixing that until I get the texture I want, and I'll show you the way the final texture looks like. So we'll carry on just adding until we get the actual texture, and then we'll be good to go. And I hope after watching this you should be able to make your family nice chapatis. This is the flour and that's the texture we are looking for. If you look at it, it's not sticking in my hands. And that's the softness or the kind of texture we want. Now we are going to leave this in here to sit for 1 hour. You can leave it for up to 2 hours if you've got time, but 1 hour is enough, pretty enough. The reason we leave it to sit for some time before we start cooking is it gives the flour time to absorb the liquid, and it also gives the gluten time to relax. So what we're going to do is, because we don't want our flour to dry on top, we're going to use cling film just to cover it, and then after an hour we will start cooking our chapatis. So you need to leave this at room temperature and then cook after. So there we are, give that an hour. So guys, welcome back. Our flour has been sitting for 1 hour. Look what it looks like. It's raised, it looks relaxed, and we're just gonna take it out of the bowl there, and then I'll show you what to do next. The texture is good, it's nice and soft, as you can see. So I am just going to chuck that away. Here we are, an hour later, as I have said. So just going to put a bit of flour there to stop this from sticking on the worktop. And then we are going to cut this into the number of chapatis we want to make. Honestly, I just use my hands because they are quicker. You need to make sure your hands are washed now, because throughout all this we are going to be using just hands to roll and all that. So I'm just going to cut this into pieces, as many pieces as I want, and according to the size of chapati I want. I like to make medium-sized chapatis just so that I know I've cooked them nicely. Keep on touching the flour just to make sure they don't stick on the worktop. And then I'll show you what the next process is. To a flat shape now, and it doesn't honestly matter what the shape is like. It doesn't have to be perfect because we'll be rolling it again. I got vegetable oil there, and we need that plain flour just to keep on touching while we are rolling. I'm using the brush to just apply oil. Just want to cover all that with oil. Then we are going to roll it. The reason we are rolling it is we want those layers in chapati. Everybody who knows good chapatis, you know you want those layers, because you want, just when you're tearing it to eat it, to have those layers in there. Also, that enables heat to go through in between the layers. So So you get that like that. We've rolled it. Just put a bit of oil there just to add more layers, and just roll it like that, and then just tap that in. So that is the kind of shape we're looking at. I'm just going to touch more flour there where I'm going to put that, and that's the shape we're looking for, as you can see, and it feels so nice and soft. Just going to put that on the side, and I'll roll another one just in case you didn't pick that. Keep on watching, and you can perfect yourself as you go on. When you have your flour nice and soft, it just makes it easier for you to roll it. Also, it makes the chapati soft. So this is one of the secrets of making really nice and soft chapatis. Don't worry about the shape. As I said, that does not matter. We will get our shape at the end. So we're just going to add more oil on that one. I use a brush because I can then limit the amount of oil I want to put on the chapati. So there we are, and we're just gonna roll that again. Go like that, creating those spaces in between the flour, in between the chapati. Just gonna put oil there also to create spaces there to form more layers. And that's our second rolled chapati, and that's what we're looking at. And then I'm just going to roll another one. I know chapatis are one of the things people find so hard to cook, so you can watch this video again and again. Please and please and please subscribe to my YouTube channels to support my channel, and also hit on the notification bell so you will be notified anytime I upload a video. I'm flattening it more and making the layers thinner just so that I get more layers when I fold it. It's nice to have layers on your chapati, to be honest. Just gonna apply oil everywhere like I've done with the others, like that. You could use a spoon if you have no brush, and just roll that all the way. Then just touch some oil with your fingers and just apply on the bit you're going to be rolling in, and then just roll that together just like that. And you need patience. You really need patience with chapatis, but it's not something you cook every day, so why won't you have the patience when you're making it? Just gonna put a little bit more flour to make sure it's not sticking, and then we're just gonna roll that. See, our chapatis have been rolled now, as you can see, nicely rolled shapes, as you can see. What we are going to do, we are going to start now rolling them to the actual chapati we are going to cook. And I'm just going to start with the first one so it doesn't sit there and dry, the first one I did. And as you can see, do you see these layers, the way they look like? When you roll it, it gives you the layers in the chapati. And I will show you what I mean when I say it gives you the layers in chapati. When we finish, I will show you what I mean by that. You probably don't care about layers, that's okay, but I just love my chapati is made with layers, to be honest. So I'm just gonna roll that nicely and gently. Our pan is on, so it's ready for when this is rolled. So pan is on, and we're just gonna put this on. And it's hot, our pan, so it's gonna leave that side to cook. Then when the other side cooks, we turn it over. Just keep an eye on your heat so you don't burn your chapatis, because we're gonna go through this process again and make sure they're nicely and cooked. Just waiting for that side to cook. Not quite ready. We're just going to roll the next chapati while that side is cooking, and then we're just gonna go through all this. I'll show you. I'll make a video to show you this process, what we do with it, and then we'll come back and finish our chapatis with oil. So I think that side is cooked. That side is now cooked. So I'm just gonna put it on a plate on this side, and the next chapati will go in. Just make sure you put flour so that it doesn't stick to the rolling pin. Don't make it too flat, because if you make it too flat, it's just gonna be too dry or too hard. It's gonna be too hard. So just roll it and leave it mediumly rolled, or is it mediumly or moderately rolled? And then while that's cooking, I'll do the next one. And honestly, all you need to do is just practice with fewer chapatis, and with the time you will. Can you see the layers I'm talking about? Can you see the lines in there? That's the layers we are talking about, and we will see the layers once the chapati is completely cooked, or when you're eating it, you will find those layers and you can grip them while you eat the chapati. So remember to keep an eye on your pan, and also to keep rolling your chapatis so it doesn't take you forever to finish making them. Alright, just gonna increase the heat there. And we just want this to be looking like this when we are taking it out. You can see the color. That color has been given, it looks more yellow because we've used the butternut squash, and the taste is gonna be nice taste. So waiting just for that. Can you see how it's raising when it's cooking? We've not added any baking powder or anything, but because we got layers in there, the heat is going through those layers as well. That's ready to come out, and then we'll do the next one. So just gonna use that. I use the rolling pin because it's easier, makes it easier for you. So we're gonna leave that as well to cook, and then we'll do another one. So we are going to roll all these chapatis and put them through the pan as you've seen me doing with the rest, and then I'll show you when all this process is finished. I'll show you when all this process is finished, and then I'll come back and then show you how to complete your chapati. So I'm just going to roll this one more if anybody wants to see, and then after that I'll roll all the others off camera because it does take time, and then I'll come back when all of these are rolled, and then we'll complete. The completing part of making your chapati is quite easy, and it's gonna take less time. It's gonna be taking probably just 10 to 15 minutes to complete your chapatis. Well, it depends on how many you're making anyway, and how big your family is. So if you look at that, look how beautiful that looks like, and that yellowy color in there. Just the butternut squash does give your chapatis color as well. So just gonna put the next one in. Do you see how that's raising though? Let me just show that in case you missed that. Can you see it's raised a little and the heat is going through in there? So I'll put that away, and then just gonna put another one, and then I'll show you when I've completed all this process, and then we can finish cooking our chapatis together. Show you what I do next, which is just applying the oil and just making the process of cooking complete. It's gonna turn over that chapati. You can see it's also raising because of the layers allowing the heat to go through. So that side is cooked, not quite ready for consumption yet, but I'll show you, I'll talk you through all this. So this is our process done of oiling, rolling and putting them through the pan, and that's how they look like. So we're gonna start now finishing process of our chapati. Through the pan now. The pan is heated or still hot. Need oil, just a bit of oil to line our pan, and then our chapati, and just roll it like that. Because the heat is coming through to my fingers, I am just going to use another chapati like that, like so, and keep on checking so you don't burn them. Just put another one on top. Put another layer there so I'm not burning this because this is quite hot now. Okay, let's have a look. So that's done. I'm holding that with a tissue so I don't burn myself. So just gonna turn this one, and we just need to put oil underneath there, and I'll show you what it looks like once it's done. Just gonna put oil under there and just roll that again. So the bottom chapati is the one we are cooking, and this top one will be going in next. And then just do that and go through them. I'll show you, this is in the way, I'll show you what this looks like. That's our now done chapati. So we are just waiting for the other side to be cooked like that, and we are done. So that side is done as well. I'm just gonna put that back there for a minute, and I'll show you the other side. So that side is done, as you can see. So we are putting that on there on they're gonna go in that container which is lined with paper towel, but I'm just putting that on top to cool down a bit before I go back to it. So we come back to the pan again and just do exactly the same, and just used to got this as soft. Even before I finish cooking them, I know they're gonna be soft chapatis. So this one will go in the pan now. I'm just going to put that in my deep pan, and it's just to make sure they stay warm until we finish, and that just makes your chapati even softer if you don't let cold air go on it. Side is cooked as well, as you can see. So I'm just gonna put oil on the other side. Just cook them at medium heat so you don't burn them. That side is cooked, as you can see, so I'm just going to take that out. Just going to put that on the side for a minute. So that's the cooked one. I'm just going to put it there to cool down before I put it on the pan. Then I will put more oil on the pan. I'll just cook a few, and then I'll show you when they are all finally cooked. So I'm just going to show you with this one again. I put oil, just using another chapati so the heat is not coming through to my fingers, and I'm using a kitchen towel or paper towel just to make sure I'm protecting my fingers. And the chapati we've just cooked a few minutes ago is here, and we're just going to put it right in the pan to sit in there. The reason I'm putting paper towel there is just because I want that to absorb the excess oil. There we are, that's coming. Don't want worry about the ripping. The ripping is what we want to see, because that makes you know you've just cooked nicely soft chapatis and the heat is gone through the layers. It's like putting the layers is like creating air sacs in there for hot air to go through. I'll just cook one more, and then I think you should be, then I will cook the rest off camera and I'll show you what they look like in the end when they cooled down a bit. So this one is ready. That one is our third one ready. I say to you, this process is quicker than the rest of everything. So just gonna put another one in and just go through that again. And then this one goes inside the pan. And I believe by now you've got the drill, to be honest, and you can make your family really nice chapatis. We'll do a taster together anyway, don't worry, and I'll show you what it looks like when I talk of layers. So that's cooked as well, so we're just gonna turn that over, put oil on the side we are cooking. Just gonna put that away for a minute. That's cooked. Put oil. Use our other chapati just to roll it. And have a paper towel. And then we'll just, all this are gonna go through the same process. And then I'll show you when they're all done. So we're gonna put all this through the same process and I'll show you when they're all done. Is here nice and soft, and see, can you see the layers I'm talking about? You just rip it and you can see the layers there. And we are serving ours with lentil stew, which I've done a video on how to make lentil soup. You could use the same recipe to make on how to make lentil stew. You could use the same recipe on how to make beans stew. So we are having our chapatis with our lentil stew. Please do subscribe to my YouTube channel. Hit on that notification bell so you'll be notified every time I upload a video. And please, if you like it, click hit on the like button and just comment if you have any other ways of making chapatis, making nice soft layered chapatis. We could pick a thing or two. So we're just all here to learn, really. Thank you for watching.